What's going on, guys? My name is Kevin from Uncanny Concurrence, and this is the deep web security video I've been talking about. I'm recording this from my deep web station, and I want to talk about three things in this video. The first one being the method I use, which is pretty secure. Then a method you can use on any PC anywhere. And the third one being a completely different OS, but I will only talk a little bit about it because the creators of this OS have a pretty impressive demonstration video, which I will link down in the description below. So let's go right ahead and jump into it. So the first thing I want to talk about, of course, is what I'm using, and this is what you see. It's the newest Ubuntu version that is out. It's Linux for the people that don't know yet. And the reason why you use Linux on the deep web is pretty simple. So Windows is a complete no-no. Windows has the highest rate of viruses and other malware being written for it. So Windows is a big no-no. I can only say it's a big no-no because I would argue about 85 to 90% of viruses out on the internet and that are being used to actively harm PCs and people are written for Windows, and that is bad. So you don't want to go ahead and use something on the deep web that is as attackable as Windows is. So you can go ahead and even use Mac OS. I know, it's not ideal, but Mac OS and Linux are the two operating systems everybody knows that are the safest on the deep web. There are, of course, viruses for Mac OS, there are viruses for Linux, but in itself, they're pretty secure. Linux being the best of it. So what you want to do is to fire up your web browser after you made a new system. So here's a picture of what I am currently using to access the deep web, and I know it's not the best because it's an old laptop and I pretty much did a lot of things with it. I cleaned the HDDs, I did a deep scrub with certain programs, and I nearly killed the HDD. So doing this whole series is a fact of luck because I nearly killed the HDD with that, because I nearly destroyed the what's it called, the enumeration on it by deep scrubbing it. But yeah, you fire up Firefox and you just enter the following, which is the TOR project, Anonymity Online. Excuse my French here. So this is TOR. TOR is what you want for accessing the deep web. There is I2P. I will go over that in a future video because it's not as intuitive, and I would say it's more secure, but take it with a pinch of salt. So yeah, you just go ahead and download TOR. It will initially, normally I had to select my system, but it seems like it has already detected that I'm using Linux. That is why we want to access the deep web via Linux and TOR, because you can see that this normal browser of the TOR project can actively see what kind of OS you're using, which is pretty scary in itself. So yeah, you just download that. I already did that, and I don't want to kill the recording here because it's kind of tacky with this laptop. So yeah, you just go ahead and install that. It will give you a few options. You mainly leave everything as is. So let's quit Firefox here and open the TOR browser. It will give you a shortcut to that, and it's gonna take a little while until it opens. So basically you just want a clean HDD You want to install any kind of Linux you want. You can use OpenSUSE. You can use any type of Ubuntu distribution, Kubuntu, Edubuntu, Xubuntu, whatever you want, as long as it's Linux. There are many more Linux distributions like OpenSolaris and whatnot. You can decide for yourself because every Linux in itself will work with Tor. So once Tor has started, it will give you the Tor browser. And there it is. So you can test your network settings and it will tell you whether or not you're using the Tor network. And it does. And I can confirm that this is not my IP address. So if you want to double check, you can use this site. Yep, that works. What is my IP address.com and Enforce Entertainment BV. Wherever that is confirmed not my ISP. So I'm using the Tor network, and as you can see, it says here my IP address appears to be 198 and this one says 77247. So yes, it does work. So that is basically what you do to access the deep web. It's fairly secure. Of course, you have to adjust your habits. So Tor gives you the opportunity to lock all scripts, and I already did that before. So I completely forbid any kind of script from sites that come in. The second thing is what you want to do. What you want to do is to steer away from using JavaScript at all. Flash Player plugin, no. We all know that this is a high security risk, and a lot of systems and sites on the clear web already started to disuse the Adobe Flash Player. So do not install that for your system because the Flash Player will let stuff beyond your freaking Tor browser into your PC. The Tor browser itself blocks everything except plugins. So do not install any plugins that you can't trust. The third thing is do not download anything from the deep web. The thing is, with every download, you increase the risk of downloading something that has a virus in it. It can be something innocent like a freaking cooking recipe or a video that you download. I've seen a lot of YouTubers do deep web videos that they find. I will probably do too, but I know that this PC is clean of every kind of information that there ever has been on me or anyone else. So this one's clean and nobody can get anything from it. So I can actually or actively download stuff from the deep web and show you guys. That is why I cleaned it so thoroughly. But you should go ahead and not download anything. If you want to download a PDF or a doc file, and these are highly contagious because a lot of stuff is shared via these PDF and doc files, you can use the Tor browser's built-in viewer for PDFs and doc files, so you don't have to actually download them. You can just open them in your Tor browser, and once you close them, they're cut off. So that's pretty secure. So reading on the deep web, everything fine. And as long as you use the Tor browser, check once in a while that it's still configured correctly. You check once in a while if the Tor browser has had an update. Then you should be fairly secure. What you can do while browsing, I would suggest if you come across some fishy website or some other type of stuff that I wouldn't say disturbs you, but like makes you think, was it okay? Was it not okay? Is this a fishy website? So as long as you have those thoughts, you can just go ahead, click up here and get a new identity, which, never ask me again, yes, will close down your Tor browser, start it again, and then you can see that you now have, it's gonna take a little while again, that you now have a new IP and a new identity. So this instantly cuts off everything you've been doing. It deletes a lot of stuff from your Tor browser. I have made, so you can see that it actually works. I have made a few bookmarks, which is beneath VT Tech, SIGINT, Quantum Physics Search, yeah, that's a book site, and of course the hidden wiki, which we can open up for this little security thingy that you can see that I'm actually using it. And I can show you the onion link for that, so I will not censor this, I will not blur it out. And there it is. This is the freaking hidden wiki. And starting with the next episode, of course, I will show you more sites. But for now, this is going to be it for this method. And I will close down the Tor browser. So after the next cut, I will show you a different kind of access to the deep web, which is even more secure. So yeah, you can use this with every kind of hardware you have. If you go to a friend, you can show him. If you go to an internet cafe, you could probably use it if you get access to the PC itself. But yeah, see you in a sec. Okay, so here we are back again, and I'm kind of hyped for this because I've been using it before, but I couldn't record from it because you can't install any other program on it, and I would have had to install it every time and then see that I get my files out in time, which was a bitch. So what you want to do is go to tails.boom.org, and Tails is a community masterpiece. Somebody went ahead and configured a Linux distribution to only be run from an USB drive, so you cannot install it to an HDD. You can't use Tails as a full-fledged OS. It's just from USB, and you can download it here. It's an ISO file, and with either what was it called? I think you can just use Rufus or UNet Booten. I will have every link down in the description below that you can use. I can just not show you this particular system right now because on this system I do not have any type of virtual box and stuff. But yeah, what it essentially is it's for creating a bootable USB drive with everything pre-installed. Tor browser, security stuff, and the highlight, it wipes this drive after every use. So everything that does not belong there is wiped. If you download something onto the stick while using it, it's wiped after use. Once you power down your PC, it's completely wiped. I even think if you were to rip out the USB drive while using it, then it will, I think, lock up the whole system. I don't know, but it checks it upon booting, and it checks it upon powering down the machine, and wipes everything that does not belong onto the USB stick in its state after installing Tails on it. So what this means is that there is nothing to be stolen from your PC in terms of hard drives and files on the hard drives and any personal stuff. So basically what you do with this stick is you have a live connection to the deep web over your PC while not accessing anything from the PC itself, other than like the motherboard and the graphics card and sound card and stuff, and of course the internet connection. But yeah, that is Tails in its entirety. It has a KDE desktop environment. Let's see if we can find that right quick. in terms of pictures. Nope, that was the wrong one. I think it looks similar to this one. Yeah, it looks similar to this one. Of course, not with the chameleon or chameleon, sorry. But yeah, it looks kind of like this. So this is Tails, the amnesic incognito live system. And you can use it with any PC there is. Just plug it in, power up your PC, boot from USB, and you're good. So let's jump to the next thing, which I will only be talking a little bit about because they have a pretty impressive demonstration video and I don't want to take any credit for that. So here we are back again. This is something I wanted to install on this. I wanted to use it, but I kind of fried a USB stick and I couldn't install it from a DVD because this laptop is one of the few that does not support it because of its MOBO. So, of course, what I'm talking about is QubesOS. And QubesOS, long story short, there is, if you click on tour, there's a video tour, and it will show you what you want to know. But in its entirety, long story short, Qubes is a Linux distribution that comes pre-equipped with Unix, TOR Browser via Unix. And Unix is something that really only routes stuff through the Onion network. It's a whole Linux system built into Qubes, which uses only the deep web connection method and none else. You can use the internet normally on Qubes, so you could use Qubes for your daily work stuff on your PC, perfectly fine. The thing is, Qubes uses virtual machines, so you can imagine it as a basic Linux system that has a virtual box built in for everything. You have a virtual box that you can use to use a Debian 8 system. You have a virtual box that uses the Unix system. And what was the third one? I don't entirely remember. But in its entirety, essentially, you have a system of virtual boxes working amongst each other that are closed off from each other. So everything is cordoned off in itself. So if you use like your Office programs in one machine and the Tor browser in the other machine, and you save something here, this one cannot actively access it. So it's completely off the record from each other. System 1 can't see the files of System 2 and the other way around. But more in-depth information from the devs themselves on this site, I will link it down in the description below. If you want to be really, really secure, if Ubuntu is not secure enough for you, if Tails is too inconvenient and not secure enough for you, you can go ahead, download Qubes, install it to your PC. Of course, this has to be on a hard drive. You can make live systems, but I didn't figure it out. This is where I fried this one USB drive I had because I did something wrong, because I'm not an expert. But if you want the highest grade of anonymity, that is a strange word for someone like me, and security, then QubesOS is for you, because this one is just entirely perfect. Yeah, that about that. Link down in the description below. Check it out, use it, and if you use it, and if you successfully use it, please let me know down in the comment section below, because I really want to know how it handles on a daily basis. I've been looking at it. I actually got it installed on this PC that I use for gaming by accident with the fried USB stick that died right after. I used it for like 5 minutes, tried to power it down, powered my PC back up again, and yeah, I kind of erased my Windows, so that was pretty bad. So yeah, if you use it on a daily basis, please let me know. I would very much like to hear about it. So here we are at the end of the video. This is my little security guide. I can only say what I use. So far, no hitmen or the police have been knocking at my door, so I think I'm pretty secure on this one. But yeah, this is basically what I do. And I hope I could have helped you out with this information. Maybe one of those ways is for you, maybe not. If not, you can see deep websites on my channel, so I would urge you to subscribe to this channel. Of course, since it's 2016, dicks out for Harambe. Don't get offended that I ask for subscribers, okay? Everybody says, please subscribe, so I do it too. But always remember, our heads are very dark places. Peace.